Okay, let's get started. We'll get right into it. This is the Mastering the Amazon PPC launch with myself, Liran Hirschkorn, and Mansoor Nurazi. A little bit about Incrementum Digital. It's a little bit of our stats. You can see we're real and legit this year from January to June. You can see we've managed a total of $58 million in ad spend, totaling about $356 million in revenue. And we're into about half the year. We still have Q4. So hopefully we'll get to maybe $1 billion in revenue across our clients, which would be pretty cool. And we have a lot of data in terms of what is happening in the world of Amazon advertising. We're going to talk here about the best process we've seen to launch a product on Amazon, which is one of the most important things to get right is launching a product. I think that's why we have so much interest in this webinar, and we'll talk about our step-by-step plan. So with that, I'll hand it over to Mansoor. And if you stay tuned at the end, we will talk about how you can also learn more beyond just this webinar with us as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you everyone for joining, and let's get started. So a little about Amazon. I feel like Amazon, launching a product on Amazon is like setting a goal to hike up a mountain. And at the beginning, you're excited, you're ambitious to get up there. And kind of what happens is that during this process, you prepare yourself, you put time, you put your money, your resources to find that perfect product. That's golden product that makes you achieve your goals and achieve the dream that you have. And when you get to top of that mountain, you want to see sunshine, you want to see great view, and you want to be that person that from 0 sales gets up to 100 sales, right? You don't want to get out there, see some rainy weather. You don't want to see cloud or darkness. To be like this seller that they launched, started with 12, and now they are declining, going to 0. And actually, this one is the product launch that we did a month ago. At the beginning, now actually they are getting out of stock because they sold a lot of units. So you want to be this person. You don't want to be kind of getting stuck with that sales for your product. And in every journey, there is a roadblock. And there will be challenges standing between you and the success of your Amazon product launch. It doesn't matter how great your product is. If you don't have a solid launching strategy, you're not going to make it. You're going to get up there and see all these clouds and darkness, but you don't want that. That is what we are here. We want to give you the strategy, the framework that we have helped many clients to launch hundreds of products. We will give you that, and just keep that in mind. This is 1 hour webinar. We can't go too much into detail. We don't have much time for that, but we will give you that strategy, that framework, and how you have to think about this to have a successful launch. With that, let's get started. Step 1, pretty obvious for everyone: have a great product. It doesn't matter how good your marketer is, how great you are with PPC. If you don't have a good product, you won't be successful, because customers, they don't want your product, right? At the end of the day, customer decides if they want to purchase or not. But if your product is not good, it's not going to work. So put your time and energy to find this perfect product. It is the most important part of this journey to be successful. Second is that now you have the best product, at least a great product. You have to craft an exceptional listing, right? When we are talking about the listing should be appealing to both customers and to Amazon. It's not just about customer. Yes, it's great for customers, but for Amazon should be appealing as well. And what we mean with that is that I have a checklist here. There are so many things underlying each one of lists. I'm going to just give you one overview of what we are talking about, the exceptional listing. The first one is that have a great images, product images, right? you have done your job, hard work, found a great product. So now your job is to make this product visually appealing to your customers so they understand what your product is. Second is that have a competitive yet compelling pricing. This is really important. And sometimes we see sellers they get stuck here. You have to understand the category, the market, and know where you can position yourself with the price. If you are overpriced or underpriced, even being underpriced is not good because you are going to lose your profit. So your price should be compared to your market and what the potential is there. Initially, at the beginning, actually, one of the best ways to, when you are launching, to make sure that you bring that kind of sales to your listing because you don't have any reviews is to give some coupon code to encourage customers to purchase from you. Then you have SEO implementation. This is for the purpose of making your listing appealing to Amazon. Amazon gets all these signals from your listing that to help you index and rank. So you got to make sure you're doing great keyword research and great SEO optimization. Next, engaging A+ content. We know what A+ content is. If you don't have a brand registry, it would be great to get your brand registry so you have access to this A+ content and you can increase your conversion rate.
And you could do premium A+ today too.
Yes, premium A+ today actually is free. For new sellers, it might be difficult because you need to have at least 5 active submissions for the A+ content to be able to get that premium. This is very important part. Usually I see some sellers, they get into this process without having any plan for the review. Have a solid and clear strategy for getting the reviews, right? It could be having a focus group, at least plan to get 5 to 10 reviews as soon as possible, as soon as your listing goes live, right? Leverage Amazon Wine. This is, you can argue this. Some people tell that Amazon Wine might bring you negative reviews. I personally used it actually last month and I got a lot of positive reviews, but keep that in mind. This is very risky. If you're not 100% sure you can bring all the positive reviews from Amazon Wine, it could be dangerous. Right away, you could go to Wine, a customer from Amazon Wine can give you a negative review and you're done because your listing goes to 1 star, 2 star at the beginning. It's gonna kill your launching process. So be really careful about that. But if you are confident about your listing, don't worry, keep going, use Amazon Wine. Just think about the process of potential of negative reviews from Amazon Wine. Incorporating impactful brand story. This is a free feature from Amazon. I have actually on my LinkedIn, I have a few posts talking about 10 free features from Amazon that you can use. If you have brand registry, you can create a brand story, show your products, tell your story, have a Q&A about your brand. So customers that are coming to your product, to your listing, they understand what your brand is, what's the mission, and what you are looking for. And also, it's taking a great real estate of the product detail page. Next, use virtual bundles here, right? The virtual bundle, usually I tell the main purpose of virtual bundle is not necessarily to sell it. Yes, it's great. You can, if you sell it, you increase the average order value. If it is possible, if you have great products that could be sold together. But from my opinion, at least the least advantage that you get is getting this real estate in your product detail page, pushing down all of your competitors down the page and taking the real estate back to your own products. And finally, very important, I would say not many people doing it. This is planning strategy Q&A that support SEO first. So we have so many AI tools now. You can do analysis of your competitors, analysis of the product that you are launching, come up with some lists of Q&A that you know customers need to understand. They will have that questions, and ask your friends, ask your colleagues to ask this question, because you as a seller directly can't ask this, but your friends or your colleagues can do this. And a good tip about this is that there might be some keywords that you can't use in your listing, but in Q&A, there is no limit. Amazon can't stop a customer from asking a question, and this Q&A being indexed with Amazon. So it's a great place to use the words that maybe you're banned from Amazon to talk about that in the listing. You can add it here. Liran, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, they have a great question here, right? Like Zesty Paws, their first one, which again, could have been manufactured by them, is where is the product manufactured? And the answer is, oh, okay, we make the product in the US, right? So, something people want to know, it's like a food, item type they're giving their dog. So they want to know. So it's a great way to manufacture questions. And again, all these things do is help customers who are looking for certain knowledge base about your products that may not be exactly in the listing, and maybe you can get into it or whatever, and you can get people. Also, it's great to look at your competitors and see what question and answers did they have, making sure you're answering those questions in your listing in the first place.
Yes. And Aaron and Alexander, right? Unfortunately, virtual bundle is not available in Canada. I'm dying to get this feature, and we are always behind in Canada, unfortunately. Okay. So step 3, understand the ranking matrix. If you learn this, then you can understand everything we are going to talk about. You can in the future come up with your own plan. It's just a matter of you knowing how this ranking matrix works, that we will be talking about this. So there are 3 different categories that the highest important ones that Amazon considers when they want to rank the product. One is relevance, second is anticipated sales, and finally we have the sales. When we are talking about relevance, we know that Amazon is looking for customer satisfaction. It's number 1 for them. When a customer searches for a keyword, or when a customer is in a product detail page, they want to show related product. They don't want to show unrelated product. That is why SEO becomes important here, because with SEO, you signal Amazon that this is my product. I'm related to these keywords. That's the SEO. Conversion rate is another one that shows the relevancy, because if a customer goes to your list, searches for a product, clicks, and purchase that product, you are directly giving signal to Amazon that, see, my product is related to this keyword that the customer searched as a result that they purchased. Anticipated sales, we are talking about add to carts and external traffic. This is signaling to Amazon that sales will be coming in the future, right? There are this many add to carts from customers. At some point, they are going to convert. External traffic is for the same reason important. When you bring external traffic, kind of you're signaling Amazon that in the future, probably there are going to more sales be generated from this product. And finally, for sales, both of number of sales and the total revenue are important. Both of them are important, not just total revenue or not just number of sales. As a combination, what is the dollar that you are making and what is the number of accounts that you are making? These are the most, Liran, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, and I would say kind of in line with what you said, the click-through rate, right? Because that shows Amazon your product is relevant to the listing. That's why if you have, if you have a placement that's high and you're not getting like top of search placement and you're not getting good click-through, it shows you have an issue with your main image or your price or something, or relevancy that you need to address, because it could be hurting you as well. But again, you have to pay attention to the placement, because sometimes you're on a product page and you're not showing up for the keyword. But these are the things that Amazon is looking at, and price is a factor too, because it's an anticipated sale, right? So anything Amazon can see to say, okay, you're going to sell more. If you just dropped your price, Amazon's going to expect your conversion rate to go up. It could help you improve your ranking. It's also why it's so important to have a very competitive price, and even launch your product at a certain price and then drop it after a couple of days to show Amazon a signal that now the price is better, which is another strategy that can work.
Right.
As well.
Yeah, 100%. And also this conversion rate that you see here, we are going to talk about when we go to PPC. It is very crucial when you are running PPC. This is going to be very crucial, and it is the main factor that we decide if we should keep running this keyword, keep targeting this keyword or not. We are going to get to that point as well. So you see all these criteria, and there are some other small criteria as well, that your FBA, FBM, number of reviews, the rating, they are there as well. But the most important parts are this one. And as you can see with PPC, we could control 4 of these 6 variables, right? And this PPC becomes even more important when you are just launching your product. You don't have any organic sales, right? You're not getting any conversions from organic. You're not getting add to carts from organic because you're not visible. You're on page 2, 3, 4. With PPC, any traffic that you are bringing is PPC. And that PPC traffic now becomes super important to show Amazon what your product is, what is the conversion rate, and all the KPIs that Amazon looking into to rank your product. With that, we go to honeymoon period. Like in real life, when 2 people get married, after wedding, it's the best of their time. They are excited. They go to different places and they might get bonus. In Amazon is exactly the same thing. When you have a new product, Amazon gives you a head start. It says, okay, I don't have any history. I have 0 history for this product. I can go back and see what this product, the performance for this product has been. Let's give him some a kind of heads up, some go at the beginning, roll out the red carpet for this product. So see how this product can perform. You will be given better organic and advertising position. And also it's going to be much easier to rank if you send the right signals to Amazon during honeymoon period, which is estimated to be 30 to 60 days. We don't know, to be honest. We don't know the algorithm, but from the experience, seems like it is 30 to 60 days. And this is the time period that if you push your product, you're going to be easily able to rank your product. And that brings me to this sentence, that use the honeymoon period wisely. If the honeymoon period is past and you haven't pushed your product, it's not going to be easy to rank. It's going to take you more spend. It's going to take you more time to be able to rank your product. But in honeymoon period, if you do everything correct, in a matter of maybe 2 to 4 weeks, you can rank for many keywords. So make sure you don't miss this honeymoon period. Actually, I didn't want to add here, but there is some mistake that many sellers do when they create their listing. There are few dates, release date, launch date, and I don't know what's the other one. Make sure those dates, when you're creating the listing, put those dates far in the future until you want to take your listing live. Then say, okay, today I'm getting it launched, change the date to today. Otherwise, whatever that date is, let's say I launch a product, I create the listing today, and I put the launch date for tomorrow. No matter the listing is live or not, honeymoon will be started from tomorrow. That is really crucial. Always put them far in the future. So if you are not, you haven't launched yet, whenever you get there, you change the date for the day that your product is going live. Very, very important. Don't miss that.
It is also possible, not always 100% guaranteed, but there are ways to reset the honeymoon period. Different things have kind of worked, removing your, main image, removing your bullets, or your title bullets, and then re-uploading the listing, like deleting the listing, re-uploading it with the same ASIN and SKU 24 hours later can help reset the listing. People have been able to do it successfully, but this is kind of like a trick, so it's not guaranteed to always work. But if it's worth a try. If we see sometimes brands that are new to Amazon, they take, 20 products from their website and they just list them all on Amazon, but they don't focus on launching them. And, they lose the honeymoon period. So in those kind of situations, if you have low reviews, you might be able to just relaunch it maybe, but you can try this like reset period also.
Yes, 100%.
Mansoor, outside of advertising, does Amazon give you any click-through rates? I think no, right?
Not really, no.
Only advertising, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
only advertising.
Yeah. Okay. It's one of the questions. That's what I thought.
So next we have define your goals. You can't just have a goal. You can't just go out and expect to reach somewhere which is like sunshine, everything is good. This is actually the issue that I see with many sellers. They launch the product, they don't have any idea of where they want to get positioned. In order for you to be able to see if you're in the right track or wrong track, you have to be able to say, okay, that's my goal. Am I getting toward that goal or not? Make sure you are doing this. And the way we recommend to do that is that any product that you launch, aim to rank among the top 10 to 20 products in the sub category. Of course, depends to the category, the niche that you are, how competitive it is. But being 10 to 20, believe me, it's 100% possible. And there might be categories that you even be able to get to 5 to 10, right? I'm saying in general, you could do it. If you do everything correctly, getting to top 10 and 20 of the category is not that difficult.
And you need to have a realistically ask yourself, or ask, if you were looking at the results, search results, would you buy your product, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't, a lot of people say this is better quality, but again, if you don't have a lot of reviews, people don't know that. So you need to price more aggressively, you need to have a great listing, and you need to give a reason for the customer to buy your product versus the other products that have a lot more reviews. So it's super important. Mansoor said, focus on the conversion rate. If your conversion rate is poor, it's really going to hurt you. What would you consider, Mansoor, a poor conversion rate? Let's say average product, $35, $50.
Well, actually, I have a slide talking about that.
About looking at the metrics.
Totally depends to the category. There is no absolute number.
Right. So you can actually get the category insights, right? And get an idea.
Yes, there are some tricks to that. We are gonna get there, but yes, you could find that conversion rate for the category. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, for instance, I got one example here to show you how to define the scope. This is for ankle brace. I went to the category. These are top of the categories. I sorted by the number of sales, as you can see here. Okay, so what I mentioned is that you gotta try to be top 10 to 20. Actually, I'm showing here top 5 to 20, doesn't matter. But then you have to be realistic that in a matter of months, this goal that you're talking about is in 30 days. In a matter of months, which one of these numbers you can achieve? I look at here, I'm thinking about my budget and everything. I'm like, okay, I would be able to create 1,000 units in 30 days. And if you want to be successful, if you want to, because we are talking about honeymoon, right? If you want to long-term be successful, you have to push at the beginning as much as you can. And you might be having a capital to push more, and you might say, okay, no, I want to be here. I want to be on the top. Doesn't matter where you want to be. Just have that goal, set that goal that this is the number of sales I want to achieve after 30 days. So in our case, do we have any questions?
No, go ahead. After the slide, I'll answer.
So in this case, we said 1,000 units in sales over 30 days. This is our goal for this product that we discussed. Now we get to defining your budget that no one talks about. Unfortunately, I have been to so many master classes for product launch. Not 1% talks about how much budget we should be having here. Even the clients come to us. The first question they ask us, okay, how much budget do you want? And no one talks about that. For the budget, we have a Google Sheet in our Amazon advertising course. Let us know if you want this Google Sheet to identify what is the budget for initial launch. And I'll tell you how this is being calculated. Here, we have the monthly unit sold 1,000. What's the number of organic sales? 0, because we are talking about initial days, right? Initial days, you have, let's say you don't have any external traffic, it's just PPC. The sales that you are getting from PPC, from organic, is just 0. It's everything comes from PPC. So you got to create 1,000 units. You have to come up with average cost per click. This average cost per click is easy. Go to Seller Central, create a campaign, put a keyword, and see what is that range. Go 2x of suggested bids. It's just an assumption. Keep that in mind. Everything we are talking about here is just estimation. It's not 100% accurate. So for this, since I know this category, I'm like, okay, the cost per click for me is going to be around 2. What's my price? $30 for this product. Now it becomes, here we have the 1,000 units. What is the conversion rate? Here is the great question that you have to ask yourself, that what is the conversion rate of the category, right? I'll show you in the next slide where you can find it. But if you are below that conversion rate, don't launch the product. Like, in my opinion, you're not going to do anything. Like, make sure your assumption should be that this product is great. I come to the market, I am above the average. I'm not talking about the best sellers. I'm talking about average of the market. You should have a conversion rate of average and above the market. In this case that I'm going to show you, the average of market is 18% for conversion rate. So 18%, 1,000 units, we need $370 per day. This is daily, on a daily basis, to make sure we achieve that 1,000 units. And a side note here is that these are for the initial days. As you move on in your launch process, you are going to get more organic sales, and there is a high chance that you would be able to decrease this spend, or adding more keywords that we will be talking about. But this 370 is the worst scenario case, that, okay, everything comes from PPC, initial days, you got to put this much.
What's your calculation, Mansoor, for that 370 number?
370 number, it is, I don't want to bring the math here, but it is, okay. It just easily comes from tacos equal to spend divided by number of sales. Number of sales, you have this 1,000, yep. And you know per day how much you are selling. And spend is conversion rate divided by cost per click. It's easy to calculate this. This is not a complicated thing, but we have this Google sheet. We can send to everyone to use it. Okay. Yeah. So for conversion rate, there is one great place to see it, but probably not all of you can do that. If you have a product in a category, and if you go to Amazon advertising, there is a brand metric in Amazon advertising dashboard. So since we are selling ankle brace, in this brand metrics under Amazon advertising, if we go, it shows that our product has a 21.75%, which forget that. But here it's showing you the category median average of the category is 18%. Top of the category is 32% for conversion rate. Okay, if you don't have any product of ankle brace, and if this is your first product, unfortunately, you don't have access to this. There are other ways to find it through Growth Opportunity Explorer. We have that in the course. I don't have to go into the detail, but there are other ways to understand what is the average conversion rate. In the course, we go into the detail of how to calculate that as well. Okay, next step, mastering keyword research. Now you can
kind of assume though 20% is pretty good, right? Like, I mean, I would say, again, if you're not selling a really high price product, then 20% is pretty good. 30% is going to be very good. If you're under 10, it's probably pretty bad.
Right.
That's kind of generalized numbers.
Okay. Yes, SQP is great, but search query performance is the same, right? You have to have product in that category to get the results for the keyword. Mastering keyword research. To be master in keyword research, you need to answer one question. where your competitors are driving their sales from. If you answer this question, you are the master of keyword research. And the way we do it is that you find the top 10 products in the niche. You could go top 20, top 30, as many as you can. We reverse ASIN on top. What do I mean by reverse ASIN? The Helium 10 with Jungle Scott, you put these ASINs, and these tools will tell you that what keywords these ASINs are ranking for or indexing, and what is their organic rank for this keyword. We have a keyword research template. We also add the brand analytic information there as well. So you reverse ASIN to see what are the keywords, what are the ranking of these ASINs, and we find where they rank on page 1. This is going to be the list of keywords. I'll give you one example here. This is our keyword research template. It's macro enabled, and we have this template again in the course. There are other tools. You don't even need this. With Helium 10, you can create manually the same thing. We have just kind of automated the whole process. So as you can see here, we have the 10 ASINs. Up here, we have all the information. You could see that we bring Cerebro input, brand analytic input, X-ray input to get to this information. And for instance, for the first one, it says ankle brace for sprained ankle. You have the search volume and the relevancy top 48. 48, it's the rank. On the page 1 for most of the categories, you have 48 organic ranking. When the relevancy is 10, it means all of these 10 products ranking on page 1. It is a highly related keyword. Why? Because all of my competitors are on page 1. And as you go down here, this relevancy goes 10, 9, 8, 7, and it becomes, if relevancy goes lower and lower, it means keywords are get less relative. But in some cases, keywords are related, but your competitor is not taking the potential and they are ranking there. Those are going to be the gaps that you can fill, and it's easier to rank for those keywords. There are so much information here. I don't want to go into the detail of this, but there are so many ways you can use this. And now that you have done your keyword research, that is going to be your base to use for listing, SEO optimization, and for PPC as well. Next, we go to the art of keyword selection. John, do we have any question here?
We've had some questions, people asking obviously for the templates and if they're getting the recordings. Some asking about search query performance, how you can use it here, but that's better more for your own keyword data, right? Like to track week over week.
Search query performance will be good, but at the initial launch, you can't use it because you don't have the data.
Right.
When you start launching, then you will see those data populating. You can, with the same framework that we are talking about and we are going to go over, you can bring those keywords and target them.
And there's a question here, which is Usman is saying they see not all the sales showing up in SQP, but again, SQP only shows you sales happening from searches within 24-hour period. And if a variation gets bought or something else, not what they clicked on, it doesn't show. So you have to understand what data they're showing you and why it doesn't match up. Right. Is relevancy any different if you use Helium 10, Cerebro, different AMIN, AMAX, RMIN, RMX fields? I don't know exactly what those fields are.
With Cerebro is good enough. Usually what we do in the keyword template that we have the Cerebro plus brand analytics, because brand analytics coming directly from Amazon. And I believe you have all the keywords in brand analytics, but you don't have all the keywords in Helium 10. That is why we combine both of them to make sure we have the whole list. Guys, sorry, I'm going to continue because I don't want to leave any content here. So let's continue. The art of keyword selection. At the end, we will get back to these questions and answer any questions that you have. The art of keyword selection. This is very important to understand these two concepts because it's going to help you to know what keywords to target. One is network effect, and the other one is the top of top half of page 1, potential through PPC. So what we are talking about network effect. Let's say you have a product, you generate a sale through lace-up ankle brace for women, right? Your product is ankle brace. Amazon is a machine learning. Now everyone knows about ChatGPT. Exactly, this is how ChatGPT and these machine learning systems working. It's gonna say, okay, you created sales through this keyword. I'm gonna give credit to the root keyword, to root words of this keyword. I'm gonna give credit to lace-up, ankle, brace, women. It means your product is related somehow to these words. As a result, you will get credit to the combination of these keywords as well, right? Ankle brace, because for ankle and brace, you have credit. Lace-up ankle brace, you have credit. Ankle brace for women, you have credit. Or any keyword that has ankle, brace, lace-up, women, you have some credit in the bank because you generated sales for this keyword. So you can see how everything is connected. Even not only that, if your product shows up in the product detail page of another product, customers goes to that listing, they see your product there, they click, Amazon connects to this product together, right? It says, okay, the customer who was looking for this product clicked on the other one. There might be some connection here. So it's very important to understand those connections, and Amazon gives credit that, okay, these are related. That is about the network effect. Next is top half of page 1 potentials through PPC. This is really important. What we use here is CPR from Helium-10. And I'm going to read you what that means. Estimated number of units that need to be sold over 8 days, resulting from a search from this keyword in order for the product to rank on top half of page 1 for this keyword. What does that mean? Ankle brace for when? The CPR is 39. So what Helium-10 is telling you that if you sell 39 products over 8 days, you will be ranked on top half of the page 1. This is what CPR is. It shows you what is the potential, how many sales you have to generate to be on top half of the page. We are not talking about top 4 organic, top half of the page. And as you can see, ankle brace, it's crazy. You got to create 174, but ankle brace for man, you can create less CPR and be there, less sales and be there. So that is how these two, the network effect and this potential with CPR, is how we are going to select the keyword. The reason we are going to select the keyword is that the reality is that your budget is not unlimited. If your budget was unlimited, I'm going to tell you, go after all the keywords. It's the best scenario case. You have a high budget, you have a high spend, go target all these keywords, but you don't have that. So you want to be efficient with the budget that you have. Again, in our keyword template, we have one tab for grouping. We have all the roots, we have all the keywords, we have the CPR and some filtering to narrow down and target the keywords that you want. And in this case, the way we are going to do that is that if you remember, our sales was 1,000 units per month. So it means for 8 daily sales, we have 1,000 divided by 30 multiplied by 8, which is 266 units for 8 days. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to get that to that CPR. So our total CPR would be 266, right? From here, that's the goal that you want to generate. But since everything here is estimation, Helium-10 is estimation, I increase this number. I'm like, okay, I want to aim for 30% more. This is the number that just we add by experience. Otherwise, there is no rule behind this. There is no logic behind this. It's just experience. We increase this number just to be safe because all of these numbers are estimation. We get to 345 units. If we achieve 345 units in 8 days, we are moving toward that goal of 1,000 units per month. This is the total CPR. Now we are going to choose the keywords that the total of the CPR is 345. And I usually say, don't go less than 15 keywords to be kind of diversified, right? To target different routes from the keywords. So here is, I'll just give you one example of the keyword we selected. if you look at here, this is the CPR, and the sum is 364. It is a bit like 20, a bit more than our target, but doesn't matter because this is estimation. If you can look at here, first of all, you can see most of them are less than 6K in search volume, and it makes sense. At the beginning, you don't want to go after high search volume keywords that you can't rank for. The CPR is something that with PPC, you could achieve with 7, 8. You can, with PPC, you can create 6 to 7 sales per day if your product is good for any of these keywords. And in this case, you just need to create like 2 per day, then you will be ranking on top half of the page. And if you notice here, I am covering most of the routes: support, ankle, women, I'm covering lace up, I'm covering stabilizer, basketball is a big keyword here, basketball related. So I'm covering most of the routes that I know is important for the ankle brace product. And if you ask, what is this? This is coming from brand analytics. As I mentioned, in our way, we combine brand analytics with Helium 10. This keyword wasn't in Helium 10, but brand analytics gave us this keyword. So we are targeting this as well. This is going to be a list of our keywords. Now, we are going to go to the SOP. We have everything. We defined our budget. We defined our goal. We have the list of keywords. Now, how to set up our campaigns. So, okay, first, day 0, you're going to create ranking campaigns. Create segmented sponsored product keyword targeting campaigns. So at the beginning, we are going to just focus on a sponsored product because they are directly going to help you with ranking sponsored display.
Yeah, somebody asked about what percentage would you do around sponsored product, sponsored brand. I think we would recommend most of your money, 80–90%, to be on sponsored products, perhaps sponsor brand video, but really mostly sponsored products.
And yeah, if you ask me, I would say for the first 2 weeks, focus on sponsored product 100%. And the reason is that it directly impacts your ranking. But the sponsored brand, video, headline ad, the sponsor display, they don't impact your organic ranking. So that's why very common to focus on sponsored product. The ranking is you set up your target those keywords, target selected keywords. You could go as segmented as 1 keyword per campaign. Don't be afraid. You could have 2, 3 keywords in the same campaign, but if you can, for the purpose of launch, go with 1 keyword per campaign or max 5 keyword per campaign. Don't go over this in the launch process. Everything should be targeted in exact. We don't want to go with broad because we are going to send a direct signal to Amazon. See, this is a keyword. I am targeting this. I'm converting this. I have to get ranked for this from your bank. Bid 2x of suggested bids. The goal here is to show up on top of search. That is what we are doing. If with 2x you are not showing up top of search, increase your bid to show up on top of search. Some categories, it might not be, you might be
more, right?
Yeah, it might be more, or no, I mean, in some categories, you might not need to be on top of search. That's exception. Let's not talk about that. But the goal here is to be on top of search. And we are going to use fixed bids. Don't go with dynamic bids down only or up only, because now Amazon is playing with your bid. We don't want that. We want to say, Amazon, put me in auction with the bid that I am telling you. Don't touch my bid. We are going to start some indexing campaign as well, which is we are going to target top 15, 20 competitors with speed targeting. This is not directly, as you can see, I see indexing. The goal here is that if you are showing up in a competitor's listing, they click, customer clicks on your product, Amazon says, okay, these 2 products are related. You get some ranking juice, some kind of credit from the keywords that that product is ranking. That is why we are trying to use this for indexing. The goal is not here to be aggressive. We just want to be there. If you get clicks, fine. You won't be bidding high. Just go with suggested bids. Use dynamic bids down only. At the same time, day 0, add all the keywords, not targeted keyword, all of your keywords, add them to a keyword track. tool. You'll use it
Mansoor,
as-
someone's asking if to use top of search placement modifier percentage.
I wouldn't recommend that because that sometimes doesn't work. We have done that a lot. It's not working because
I would only use it if your bid is already high,
yes,
right? Like I wouldn't use it with a low bid because
Yeah.
you're leaving it up to Amazon's algorithm to decide if to put you there or not.
exactly. Amazon decides if to implement that percentage or not. Day 1 to 3, go have fun, relax, because it's going to take time for Amazon to do the attribution to give you data. Just be there. Hopefully, we are going to get to day 3 to 5. You monitor the keyword performance, pause non-converting or low conversion keywords. Super important because we are talking here about that conversion. If the keyword is not converting good, if the conversion rate is low, pause it. For now, in PPC launch, we don't want to go after that keyword. Pause it. When you pause that keyword, now you have more room, right, for a spend. Add more keywords from your list and target them in exact the same way. And if you added those keywords, but you see you have some daily extra budget, you have budget untouched, you can add more keywords to make sure that your budget is being spent over day. Monitor product targeting performance, pause any targeted ASINs that's wasting spend as the goal was indexing only. As I mentioned, here we are looking to ACOS. You want to have a good ACOS here. If you are not, you are wasting money, you are not converting, pause those ASINs. Our goal is not to get sales from here, just to index. But here, if you have a good conversion rate, forget about ACOS. ACOS is not important. The only goal in launch is to bring sales, have a good conversion rate without looking at the ACOS. Day 7 to 14, monitor keyword ranking. You should see your product appearing on page 1 for some or many keywords. Monitor the keyword performance. Pause non-converting or low conversion keywords. Add more keywords as you pause. Some poor performing keywords, the same strategy. Again, work on your product targeting and create auto campaign. Now that you have sent the signal to Amazon that this is my product, Amazon with auto campaign can have a better job of showing you in the right places. Turn on the auto close match and substitute. Just go with the suggested bid. You don't want to push it. You're just going to bring sales. Negate any terms that could trigger unrelated keywords, and you know beforehand that they could be negated. 14 to 30, pause non-converting and poor performance. Optimize product targeting that we talked about. Optimize auto campaigns because these two are just for you getting sales with good ACOS. Target phrase and broad campaigns for high converting keywords. The keywords in exact that are converting and they have proved themselves, target them in phrase and broad. And also don't forget, always negate the terms that could trigger unrelated keywords. Target more keywords in exact, add the keywords that you haven't added for your ranking, add more keywords to the campaigns, and harvest converting long tail keywords from phrase and broad and auto. This is ongoing, right? Anything that is converting good, target them with exact, and if you haven't targeted. Any of these exact keywords that are performing good, target them with phrase and broad. And finally, day 30 plus, optimize the keyword toward lower ACOS. If you have achieved your stable ranking, optimize them. If not, keep going. If you see the rank is improving, keep going. If you have stable ranking, you can start optimizing. Launch exact campaigns on all the keywords that you haven't targeted. Make sure to segment them based on search volume. Keep pushing the keywords with rank potential. This is a constant thing. It doesn't matter if the product is mature or immature. If there are keywords that you have potential to rank, keep pushing them with exact. Launch auto lose match and complement. Strategically target competitors where you have an edge, higher price category ASINs. Launch a sponsor brand video campaigns. Launch sponsor display campaigns. Have your headline ads. An ongoing task are analyze your search report to target the well-performing, as I mentioned. Do your bid optimization, have negation. And here's the most important part about this graph is that when you launch, this is going to be your curve. At the beginning, since the only sales coming from PPC, your tacos, this is tacos, is going to be crazy. It's going to be like 80, 100, 120. But as you move on, you will see that your tacos goes down because you are bringing more organic sales. You are ranking, so your tacos start going up. That's our recommendation for week 1 to 4. Your tacos could be from 40 to 120, 1 to 3. After that, 1 to 3 months, you are growing and maintaining between 20 to 40% tacos. And finally, you get to tacos of maintenance. That could be 10 to 20%. If you do everything good, based on the framework that we talked about, you can easily rank the product, and the budget is really important. Make sure you have that budget.
Yep. Couple of quick questions, and you also see we do have a discount for the Amazon Advertising Academy of 10%. Maybe Mansoor, quickly you can go through like all the modules that are covered.
Oh yeah, what we talked about here for 1 hour, we have one whole module about Amazon ranking. If you can see here, module 9 is about Amazon ranking, which is, I guess, about 5-6 hours, and we cover more in detail. But this course is from basic to advanced, talking about everything, transitioning your campaigns from if you get a new account, if you want to transition, you restructure, it talks about that, bid optimization, bulk operation. It goes over every single report and we go over sponsored brands. We have advanced stuff, that reports that we are talking about, and there are keyword research template. There are a few other templates, 132 lessons, as you can see here, and we keep updating this with any new updates that comes here. I guess it's around 28 hours or 30 hours of content. And
we've received really good feedback on the courses. If you go there, you'll see a bunch of testimonials, and I think this is the most comprehensive course for Amazon advertising that takes you from beginner to advanced. And if you're advanced, we have certain within each module, and even some of the modules are marked either as beginner or advanced. So you can go straight to the advanced, or you can start from beginner and go through.
And I want to add something here. Actually, in this course, I go over the live examples, right? This is not theory. Here, it was theory, but there I go to the campaigns. I go to the whole process live, so you can see what I'm doing. I go to the campaign manager. If you have a product, we start advertising, we do the keyword research. So everything is practical. It's not theory.
And there's
important to understand that.
Yeah, somebody asked about the price. So there's a 3-pay option, and then there's a full pay option. I think the full pay before the coupon is $19.97. And the 3-pay, I think, is $747, Mansoor?
Yes.
$747. And you can make payments over 3 months. The difference is if you make the 3-pay, you don't get full access to everything. You get access over 3 months. Like you get the first 3-4 modules, then you get another 3-4, then you get another, then you get the rest on the last month. We have Charles here who says, I did the course. I can safely say this is the best course I've seen on PPC, hands down. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
So you could check that out. Go through a lot more of a comprehensive, even on this ranking and then everything else related to advertising. And then also there's we also offer a free audit on our website, free PPC audit. If you spend at least $10,000 a month, should have been a code here, but anyway, you can go to Incrementum Digital and find on the menu. I'll put it in the chat here, and find on the menu item the audit. So you can also request an audit. Put it here in the chat. Incrementumdigital.com/free audit. You do get lifetime access, and you also get free updates for a year. And then any future updates that are made will be also offered at a deep discount to.
We also do webinars for private master groups, that all those webinars also will be added. We are adding them to the course as well.
Yeah, so Mansoor keeps updating the content as well. So if you have any questions relating to the course, feel free to email us. You can email hello@Incrementum Digital. incrementum.com. You can also check out the website, check out the page, and get in touch with us if you have any questions. One last question is, how do you define what is a low CTR and CVR when optimizing? So I think we spoke a little bit about, you can get some of these category insights from within the advertising console, but also you can, compare your best keywords to your, to the worst keywords. You can kind of see like what your potential is. I would say generally under 10% conversion rates, unless you have a high price product, is not great.
And also something to add here, as soon as you start 1 week, 2 week, you will get access to that brand metrics for that subcategory. Now you have a benchmark for the conversion rate. And also there's another way to find average conversion rate for the category, which is a longer process. We can't get to that here.
I think it's Alice asked about launch strategy for books. I mean, you could generally follow like the same guidelines. Books can be a little bit different. If you emailed, can you send another email today to hello@Incrementum Digital? Just forward it. Maybe it went to spam. I'll look there as well. We typically answer emails, but please forward it again. Thank you again, everybody, for joining. And check out the course.incrementumdigital.com, and we'll send this recording out as well.
Thank you, guys.